Am I right in scratching this old addled brain? You were with Penny Mordaunt last time, were you not?
I was with everybody last time.
There's an honest man. I've always liked you and admired you. Are you with Penny thus far yet?
OK, let's just get this clear. So the last 7 leadership challenges that I've been involved in now, I've been on the losing campaign team 6 times out of 7. So I'm the kiss of death. I am not saying who I want now. Last time I backed Kemi Badenoch, fantastic candidate. She dropped out. I went on to Penny. I voted for Rishi in the final round. My pitch, and I think this is really essential, echoing what George Eustice has said, we need a unifying candidate. And as far as I'm concerned, there are 4 big beasts who need to make this decision. And that is, of course, Rishi, it's Penny, it's Jeremy Hunt now as Chancellor, and it's Ben Wallace as Defence Secretary. Those last 2 want to stay in those positions. They all need to be party to whoever's going to take over. And if they can decide on that candidate, we don't even need a leadership contest, hopefully, unless Boris comes in and queers the pitch. So I would vote for any of those candidates as long as they can come in, unify the party, give all of those others key positions in a new cabinet and bring in real grown-ups into a new cabinet and get back to the business of governing, which we desperately need to do for the country.
Much Halfon's line just a few moments ago as well. Interestingly, just to clarify for folk kind enough to be watching or listening to our conversation, Tim, and that is that Ben Wallace, you're not saying he should run because, as you well know, he's made it clear he's not going to run, but he has said he is leaning towards Boris Johnson. Can Boris Johnson genuinely unite Rishi Sunak, Penny Mordaunt and Jeremy Hunt? I don't see that myself.
No. Absolutely not. And no, Ben has said he's not going to run himself. Jeremy said he's not going to run himself. So that leaves Penny and Rishi. My point is that those 4 key people need to be in agreement and party, hopefully, to whoever emerges. I mean, Boris remains a big figure, and a lot of people still, their light burns brightly for Boris. But it would be a deeply regressive and divisive step to go back to Boris with everything still overhanging him. He was only obliged to step down as Prime Minister less than 2 months ago. That is not the way forward. I'm afraid it would just reignite all the old baggage we've had in the past. Great character though he is and the great things he achieved, he is not the solution to the current problem that we have.
It seems to me, Tim, and whether it's you or whether it's Robert Halfon or a similarly respected but impartial voice there, you're going to have to read the Riot Act to the membership, because all of the polls, our own included this morning, show that ordinary members of the Conservative Party would embrace Boris with a passion.
Well, I'm not sure that all the members of the Conservative Party would embrace
a majority.
Boris with passion.
I accept the correction quite rightly. A current majority would go for Boris.
I think there are a lot of people who still, as I say, hold a torch for Boris within the party. There are in the country as well. But it's a backward step. We have got to find somebody without all that baggage. And frankly, people in my party, both the parliamentary party and in the wider membership, have got to park their egos, got to park their prejudices against what certain candidates might have said, done in the past, and find a candidate who's going to unify and take us forward. There's too much still overhanging Boris. You cannot go back to somebody who was Prime Minister just 2 months ago. That, I'm afraid, it just doesn't make sense. And I say that, somebody who praises Boris for the great things that he achieved, but completely undermined himself by the whole issue around integrity and the way he handled the whole Partygate and everything subsequently. You don't come back from that. And certainly given the really urgent and emergency situation we are in now, we need somebody who isn't constantly going to be questioned for what happened over the last few months and years. And that would always be the case with Boris, I'm afraid. There is a role for him, absolutely. It's not as Prime Minister in the immediate few months, which is so essential.